You probably wonder why so many fighters seem to struggle with improvement, whereas some others seem to be making huge leaps and bounds in their training. In this video, I'm going to reveal some insights from my experiences in the past 10 years of training Muay Thai, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, and how you can improve your Muay Thai faster. Now, this isn't just for Muay Thai. This can go for any combat sport, but because I'm living in Thailand, this is what I'm focused on at the moment. This is what it's going to be about. So in this video, I'm going to discuss ways to be more effective with your training, how to get better at Muay Thai faster, mistakes to avoid, and just overall how to navigate the ups and downs of your progression as a fighter. Whether you're brand new to the sport, you're an amateur fighter that's on the come up, or a professional athlete, I think this video could have something for you. So if you don't mind, hit that like, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know any other feedback. And yeah, let's get into it. Consider it like this. When you build a house, you need to start with a strong foundation, because it doesn't really matter how nice the roof is or the windows. If the foundation is cracked, then it'll all just crumble down. And the same goes for your fighting. If you're not strong fundamentally with basics, footwork, your stance, none of that flashy stuff you do, the spinning back fist, none of that matters, because you're just going to get beat up unless you get lucky and clip somebody. In reality, you don't want to just get lucky in your fights. You want to dominate in every facet. So strong foundation, strong fundamentals, strong footwork, strong stance, all of this matters. So don't waste your time as a beginner focusing on flashy techniques and moves that are 1 in a million to land and knock somebody out. You need to focus on jab, kick, step here, knee, hook, cross, simple things. So first things first, you need to select a gym and or a coach. How do you go about doing that? You shouldn't just go for the place that's closest to you or the place that's the most popular. You should definitely do your research. You should find a gym that has fighters that are successful or fighters that are showing promise to be successful. It is good to have a good community of fighters and people to train with. However, you have to make sure that you're not just training nonsense. It has to be structured. So a good coach is going to have structure in his program. He's going to have proven tactics that work in the ring, not just in the gym. He won't just be able to teach you technique. He's going to be able to teach you fight IQ, the scoring system. He's going to understand how every venue, every event has a different scoring system, especially over in the United States. So it's important to have a coach that understands all of that, so you're not just fighting the same way for every single fight and expecting it to work on the judges' scorecards. So having a coach that understands Muay Thai scoring is very important. You can't just have a coach that understands technique. He has to understand the fight. Okay. And a big part of that is experience having fights himself or experience watching fights and cornering fights. So it's very important to have an experienced coach that has built fighters from the ground up, as opposed to just taking in fighters that have already developed and then giving them like one new trick and then claiming all of that success as their own. So part of finding a good gym is going to be doing your research around your area. And if it's 30 minutes away, if it's an hour away, that's fine. You want to go to the best place where you're going to have the most success possible. Like for instance, when I was living in Virginia, my friend Manny and I would drive pretty much 2 hours one way to go train in Virginia Beach and then 2 hours back, every day. So if you find the right gym, it's going to be worth it. And yeah, don't sweat the time. Do what you can. Bend your schedule to make things work. Another good thing to help you advance faster: research and watching fights. Research is one of the most underrated aspects of Muay Thai. You can't just go to the gym and call it a day. You have to constantly be looking for ways to evolve. And it's not just going to be that 1.5 hour, that 2 hour session that you're training in the gym. You should be at home. You should be on YouTube. You should be watching everything you can possible. And if you're here watching this, that probably means you already kind of understand that. So you should watch as many fights as you can, whether it's professionals in Thailand at the top level or it's just amateurs in your region. The more, the better. The more you see, the more you expose yourself to the technique, it'll transfer from what you're doing on the pads to what you'll actually do in sparring to what you'll do in a fight. So nutrition, this is an important aspect. My coach Harvey, my old coach Harvey, used to always say, you don't put regular gas in a race car. You're a race car, you need racing fuel. So fueling your body properly is going to be a very important key to advancing your technique to the next level and just overall. You can train as hard as you want, but you're not going to be able to out-train a bad diet. So if you're not fueling your body properly, you're not going to get the results you expect. You know, you need a really balanced diet. You can't just go carbs and protein. You need healthy fats as well. Timing your meals is just as important as what you eat, because if you eat a heavy meal an hour or two before training, you're going to feel that in your stomach. So if you want to fast your training, and say you train in the morning, you want to fast, that's what I do. That's what a lot of people do. That's good, but make sure afterwards you eat enough carbs, proteins, and fats to fuel the next session. If you're doing 2-a-days, especially. So if you're training in the evenings, like most people, maybe like 2 hours before, just have something light, you know, nothing too heavy. And then after training, refuel with a proper meal. If you are fasting, you need to make sure you're very well hydrated, because your body has no source for fuel other than the fats that are already there and the proteins that are already there. So you don't want to add on to that as well and be fasted and dehydrated, because you're going to feel like shit and you're not going to recover. If you are fasting, a good thing to do with your water would be to add electrolytes. Like over in the States, I know for sure, like Liquid IV is a thing. Just always have electrolytes. You need salts, you need sugars, you need all of that, because your body is burning. Supplements can be helpful. They're not a magic bullet. They are supplementary. So you can't just take supplements and neglect the rest of your diet. Your diet is so key. It's so crucial. The supplements just add on. They give you a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a boost. Nothing they sell is going to replace chicken and rice and broccoli. Okay. It's like, you need that stuff. You need real food. But if you're going to start using supplements, or you already are, I would say start with something basic like BCAAs and protein. When I say BCAAs, I don't just mean BCAAs. You need EAAs, which are essential amino acids. You want EAAs. So yeah, BCAAs, essential amino acids, protein, depending on how your body reacts to protein, you know, whey, soy, pea, plant-based, all of that stuff. I personally don't like protein shakes that much. They make my stomach feel terrible and I break out pretty bad. So I'll have a protein shake every now and then just to get like that extra protein in for the day, but I can't do them every day. I don't think they're very good on my system, but it just depends what works for you. Creatine is another good option for boosting your power and your endurance during your training. Don't waste your time and money on gimmicky supplements that aren't proven. They're not scientifically backed. There's something new. It's a fad on the market, blah, blah, blah. Just go with basic things that work and are proven to work, and test them one at a time. I recommend you try them one at a time, because if you just throw all of these things into your body that your body's not used to, you're not going to be able to differentiate what works and what doesn't. And remember, supplements are supplementary. They cannot replace a balanced diet. Okay. Strength and conditioning. Strength and conditioning are important for Muay Thai, but it's all about having that balance. Your strength and conditioning should benefit your training. It shouldn't always take away from it. You need to build up your power and endurance, your flexibility, but you need to make sure that you're not overdoing it. Overall, I would say, you don't need anything fancy. You just need to focus on compound movements. So with things like squats, deadlifts, lunges, you'll build your strength up, but you also need to incorporate high intensity interval training, that HIIT. You need to incorporate that, because Muay Thai isn't just one continuous pace. It's up and down. Okay. So if you're doing cardio work, endurance work, it needs to be things like sprints, hill sprints, Indian runs, things where the intensity and the volume goes up and down. Okay. Running on a treadmill 3 miles at one pace, Sure, that's great, but that's not going to benefit you as much as doing interval sprints and things like that. Using things like sprints that can mimic the intensity of a fight. When it comes to fighting, you'll go in there and you'll exchange hard, and then you'll get back out and you'll have a few seconds to recover, block, evade, and then you go back in to score again. So it's up and down, up and down, up and down. Like I said, too much strength and conditioning can affect your training. So listen to your body and make sure you're resting adequately in order to sustain training for a long amount of time throughout the week. You should listen to your body, but you should also know when your mind is telling you to quit, because you are able to push to another level without completely damaging yourself. So there's a fine line and there's a balance. Every day, every week, every month, you'll be able to test this line and you'll be able to push the line a little bit higher and a little bit higher. So it's important not to quit at the same time every single session when you're making gains. You can't grow if you're not uncomfortable, but also you can't grow if you're hurt. So keep a balance. Rest and recovery are just as important as training itself. You can't train hard consistently without resting. Overworking your body is going to lead you to burnout and injury. This is 100% fact. I've been there. I've done it. I've overtrained. I've underslept. It's not good. You don't want to be there. So make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. I understand that this can be difficult because of work schedules and things like that, and girlfriends and this and that. I've been through all of this, but the key thing for your recovery, the number one thing for your recovery is going to be the amount of sleep that you get. It is underrated. Value your sleep. So having an active rest day is also another important thing. When I say active rest day, I mean go for a walk, go for a swim, move around a little bit, get some stretching in. Nothing too intense at all, but just don't lay in bed all day and not do anything. You need to get up and move around a little bit, because all of that lactic acid and the muscle soreness, and it's all going to stay locked in if you don't loosen up. Do not underestimate the power of recovery days, okay? They're going to help you come back stronger, snappier, sharper for the next training session. Go hard. Don't go too hard on yourself. Staying active and embracing losses. One of the most critical and key points of getting better in Muay Thai is being active and taking fights and going to tournaments and just fighting as much as you possibly can. Over here in Thailand, it's not about necessarily are you undefeated. It's about how many fights do you have? How active are you? The more active you are, the more dangerous you are, the more comfortable you are in the ring. If you lose, don't let that discourage you. The fact is, every fight adds to your experience and your skill level. Losing doesn't mean you're a failure, okay? I've been in the slump. I have lost. I have felt terrible. All that did was set me back. If you take your loss and you look at it like this, I lost. What did I learn? What happened in the fight? What could I do better? What did I do well? What do I need to work on? So losing is going to teach you what works and what doesn't. It's going to make you stronger mentally to overcome that challenge and go and step back in there again and face the chances of being embarrassed, or humiliated. The sport that we chose isn't very forgiving. It doesn't care about us. When you lose, don't let it weigh you down too long, okay? Just get back up and do it again. So stay persistent, keep fighting. Doesn't matter how hard it gets, just keep going. You're going to keep growing, feel better about yourself. And in the long run, it's all going to be worth it. Mindset. Your mindset can definitely make a difference between success and stagnation in your Muay Thai game. It's very easy to get frustrated when things aren't going your way, when you don't understand something, when coach is being hard on you, when you're getting your ass beat in sparring. I understand all of that, but you got to remember that this kind of progress you're looking for doesn't actually happen overnight. It's not going to be a night and day difference. This is a years in the making type of thing. So you have to cultivate a growth mindset. You can't just look at the short term. Sure, set yourself some short-term goals to accomplish to keep you motivated and on the right track, but don't expect yourself to go from amateur fighter with 2 fights, 1 loss to a 1 championship world champion overnight. It doesn't work like that. Even when you hit a plateau, you need to believe that you can improve, because you can and you will. Just stay humble and be open to learning. You have to be a coachable student in order to progress and learn. Can't come in the gym and think you already know everything. Your coach is there for a reason. You need to trust him. Being mentally tough is a huge part of the game. After a loss I had back in 2019, I was the main event on Cowboy Fight Series, Donald Cerrone's amateur promotion he had in Virginia. And I lost in like 45 seconds due to a heel hook. I lost it, I was like very upset, very hard on myself. I was the last fight of the night, so everybody was packing up and leaving, and I went back in the building, and I went and I apologized to Cowboy, and I said, I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't mean to act that way. I wanted to show out, basically. And he was like, look, on fight day, everything shifts. It goes from being super physical to mental. It's like 90% mental on fight day and 10% physical, which is completely right. If you believe in your head that you're going to win and you can win and you don't have any doubts, your success probability goes way higher than letting all of the doubt and fears just reside in your head. So working on your mindset is going to be just like Muay Thai. It's going to be an everyday thing. It's developing discipline and overcoming challenges and doing things that are hard that you don't want to do. But it's crucial. It's going to help you in life, not just the fight game. Just stay patient and keep pushing. So here's the thing. There is no secret to getting better fast. There are ways to accelerate your learning, accelerate your growth, but the true secret, the recipe, is staying consistent, working hard, really researching, taking care of your body, your diet, supplementing correctly, and putting in the work every single day. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Do me a favor, drop me a like, comment, subscribe. I'm working every day to get better, not just in Muay Thai, so this goes into all of that. I'd love to see this channel grow into a big community of like-minded people that just want to learn and exchange and benefit together. So if you're for that, then hit me with a subscribe. Thank you.